Today, I want to tell you about a Czech composer, so Czech, in fact, that he is known as the father of Czech music. His name is Bedřich Smetana. Smetana grew up in a very loving family. His father was a brewery master, but also an amateur violinist. His mother was also very musical. They loved music, and he started playing early on. He played piano. By the time he was 5, he was performing for other people. He was great at improvisation as well. Now, despite the fact that his parents were very musical and very loving that they could share this with their son, they didn't really want him to go study music. They wanted him to have a more practical education, something that he could use to make money and make a living. And music, they didn't really trust that was going to happen. So they kept sending him to regular school. Now, he wasn't doing very well in regular school because he was distracted. He wanted to do music, so he got in trouble quite a bit. Besides being very gifted in music, he was also stubborn, and he decided to go push ahead with this music study instead. So he went to Prague and started studying. He had to give lessons, music lessons, so that he could afford this. And he even got to meet Liszt, his big hero. A lot of Smetana's early work is really, you can hear the influence of Liszt in there. Now, in 1874, a terrible, terrible thing happened. He started hearing a high ringing pitch in his ear, and this is tinnitus. And actually, it was a very bad case, and within months, he was completely deaf. Now, you would think, this guy's a musician and a composer, he's completely deaf. No, Beethoven was not the only one. This is the end of his career, but it wasn't. He turned inward and started composing even more. It was almost as though he had no distraction anymore to do so. So he was able to really focus, and he started composing more music and became immortal that way. The work he is most known for is Má vlast, and this means my country, and it is about his country, and you see the countryside, and you see the cities. Probably the most famous movement is the Moldau. It's the river that runs through Prague, and it is a beautiful piece of music. But he wrote all of this while completely deaf. That's quite incredible. But that is not the only incredible thing. So not only is this guy writing Czech music, inspired by Czech, while deaf, he actually grew up in a German-speaking household. So he had to teach himself Czech as an adult and really learn about the Czech culture as an adult. Yes, he was in Czech, but the way the borders were back then, it was all a bit muddied. So he wrote all this great music about Czechoslovakia. He's the father of Czech music, but he wrote most of it while he was completely deaf, and he had to teach himself Czech later on in life. By the year 1883, he was experiencing a lot of mental disabilities, a lot of issues. He was hearing voices. Modern historians believe he probably was suffering from syphilis. Eventually, it got so bad he wasn't safe on his own, and he was put into an institution in Prague. He only lived there for a few months, and then he sadly died. His funeral was a national event. He was very beloved there. Crowds filled the streets. Orchestras were playing his music. People were singing the songs he wrote, and he is still very beloved there. His work is beloved everywhere. It is beautiful. Please go and listen to some Smetana.